Hello, this is Ali Yahuah, and welcome to Xmas, Part 5. Xmas, Xmas, no more. Today we're going to continue with the lesson from Part 4, where we left off in Yahukanon, chapter 3, and we left off at verse 21. And this is where Yahushua was explaining about for everyone who is practicing evil hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his work should be exposed. But the one practicing the truth comes to the light, so that his works are clearly seen, that they have been confirmed in Elohim. Now we're going to move on to verse 22. And after this, Yahushua and his pupils came into the land of Yahudah, which means worshippers of Yah. This is the tribe that Yahushua came through. Yahudah, son of Yaakov. And he remained there with them and was immersing, baptizing. And Yahukanon was also immersing in Ayin, near Salem, because there was plenty of water there, and they were coming and were being immersed, for Yahukanon had not yet been put into prison. Then a dispute arose between some of Yahukanon's people and the Yahudim, man, I keep messing that up, the Yahudim, about cleansing. And they came to Yahukanon and said to him, Rabbi, he who is with you beyond the Yarden, to whom you have witnessed, see, he is immersing, and all are coming to him. And Yahukanon answered and said, no man is able to receive anything unless it is given to him from the Shamayim. I'm going to say that again, because this is another precept which confirms the word about the Rook. No man is able to receive anything unless it is given to him from the Shamayim. You yourselves are witnesses for me that I said, I am not the Mashiach, or Messiah, or anointed one. That's what that word means. But I am sent ahead of him. He that has the bride is the bridegroom. But the friend of the bridegroom, who stands and hears him, rejoices greatly because of the voice of the bridegroom. That makes sense. So this joy of mine is complete. It is right for him to increase, but for me to decrease. He who comes from above is over all. He who is from the Eretz is of the Eretz, or earth, and speaks of the earth. He who comes from the heavens, or the Shamayim, is over all. And what he has seen and heard, that he witnesses, and no one receives his witness. He who receives his witness has set his seal that Elohim is true. For he who Elohim has sent speaks the words of Elohim. For Elohim does not give the Rook by measure. That confirms verse 8. The Father, or Abba, loves the Son and has given all into his hand. Yahukanon is witnessing and testifying of Yahushua and the love of the Father in him. These are words Yahushua speaks himself, but his witness who has gone before him, who's laying the path straight, preparing the way for him, he's speaking the same thing, and he's telling you because the root is bearing witness to it. He who believes in the Son possesses everlasting life. But he who does not obey the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of Elohim remains on him. So when the Master knew that the Prushim, or the Pharisees, had heard that Yahushua made and immersed more than pupils than Yahukanon, although Yahushua himself did not immerse, but his Talmudim did, he left Yehuda and went away again to Galilee. And he had to pass through Samaria, or Shamaron. So he came to the city of Shamaron, called Shechem, near the piece of land Yaakov gave to his son Joseph. And Yaakov's fountain was there. So Yahushua, being wearied from the journey, was sitting thus at the fountain. It was about the 6th hour. And Anasha of Shomaron came to draw water. Yahushua said to her, "Give me to drink." For his pupils had gone off into the city to buy food. The Asha, or Shomaron, therefore said to him, "How is it that you, being a Yahudi, ask a drink of me, an Asha of Shomaron? For Yehudim do not associate with Shomaron." Now that simply just means back in them days they were having a little family fight, a little family feud, right? Because she's from Samaria, and the Samaritans and the children of Yasharal, or actually the tribe of Judah, Yehuda, I guess they just didn't get along or whatever, so they didn't associate. But Yahusha, being a Yahudi in the flesh, right, from the tribe of Yehuda. It's amazing how Yahusha came through the tribe of Yehuda, which means worshiper of Yah. It just all lines up. And anyway, I digress. Anyway, so she says, "So how is it that you, being a Yahudi, ask a drink of me, an Asha of Shomaron? And for you Yehudim do not even associate with Ashurim." And Yahushua answered and said to her, "If you knew the gift of Elohim, and who it is who says to you, 'Give me to drink,' you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." The Asha said to him, "Master, you have no vessel, and the well is deep. From where then do you have living water? Are you greater than our father Yaakov, who gave us the well and drank from it himself, and his sons and his cattle?" Yahushua answered her and said to her, "Everyone drinking of this water shall thirst again. But whoever drinks of the water I give him shall certainly never thirst. And the water that I give him shall become in him a fountain of water springing up into everlasting life." The Asha said to him, "Master, give me this water so that I do not thirst, nor come here to draw." Yahushua said to her, Go, call your husband and come here. Yasha answered and said, I have no husband. Yahusha said to her, you have said well, I have no husband, for you have had 5 husbands, and the one whom you're with now is not your husband. What you have said is true. Yasha said to him, Master, I see that you are a prophet. Our fathers worshipped on this mountain, but you people say that in Jerusalem is the place where one needs to worship. Right then and there, right there, you can see the divisions. Now these are the people of the 12 tribes of Yaakov, Yasharal, and they have their divisions and their inner squabbles and tribal battles. And so you have the Samaritans, they got kind of cast off by the Yahudim, the tribe of Judah. So they're not talking, and they're all from the same family. So here is Yahusha making peace, because he came to the Yasharal first. He did not come into the world. He came to his people, us. Got to get that in your head. Anyway, I digress again. Our father worshipped on this mountain, but you people say that in Jerusalem is the place where one needs to worship. Yahusha said to her, Asha, believe me, the hour is coming when you shall neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem worship the Father. You worship what you do not know. We worship what we know, because the deliverance is of the Yahudim. People, it's right here in the scripture. We, children of Yasharal, from the tribe of Yehudah, sojourned here in the Mitzrayim, Babylon, America, to be afflicted 400 years, serve the wicked ones. We are the Yuhadim. We are of the tribe of Yehudah. We are Yahusha's children. Just listen to the word. It's right before you. You worship what you do not know. We worship what we know, because deliverance is of the Yuhadim, us. But the hour is coming, and now is, because he is going to deliver us from Mitzrayim. That's America. That's what that's saying. Anyway, I'm sorry. All right. But the hour is coming, and now is, when true worshipers shall worship the Father, or Abba, in Ruach, or spirit and truth. For the Father also seeks such to worship him. Elohim is Ruach. He is spirit. And those who worship him need to worship in Ruach and truth. Okay. Now we're going to break down who Elohim is and who Yahusha is. Okay. All right. He's telling you right now the Father is a spirit, right? A Ruach. Well, since he's a Ruach, you can't see him, you can't touch him, you can hear his voice, maybe, but you can't see him, right? So he has to maneuver and do things by the Ruach HaKodesh, his set apart spirit. He has to work through man to get his will done, because this is a material plane. We are in a material world. He is a spirit. He's Rook, right? So in order for him to accomplish what he needed to accomplish, which is to offer himself as a slaughter offering for our wickedness, Yasharal, for our evil, for our stiff-neckedness, our hard-headedness, our adulterous behaviors, in order for him to redeem us, the Father had to wrap himself up in flesh, to be born of a human being that he created. So you're going to see in another verse or two here where he tells you he has come in his Father's name. The Father is Spirit, Rook. The Son has put on flesh. He is the Word. Come on now. You sitting here looking at, she's talking to Yah himself. Woo! I mean, how else can he give her living water? Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so we go to verse 25. The Asha said to him, I know that Mashiach is coming, the anointed one, the one who is called anointed. When that one comes, he shall announce to us all. And Yusha said to her, I who am speaking with you am he. Can you imagine? She is being Barak right now. She's being blessed. I mean, the Most High is sitting right in her face. He's talking right to her. I'm talking to you. I mean, he just said it. I who am speaking with you am him. And upon this, his pupils came, and they were marveling that he was speaking with an Asha. However, no one said, what do you seek, or why do you speak with her? The Asha left her water pot and went away to the city and said to the men. She ran to go tell the men. Come see a man who told me all that I have done. Is this not the Mashiach? They went out of the city and were coming to him. But in the meantime, his Talmudim were asking him, saying, Rabbi, eat. And he said to them, I have food to eat of which you do not know. Then the Talmudim said to each other, did anyone bring him food to eat? Yusha said to them, my food is to do the desire of him who sent me, and to accomplish his work. Do you not say there are still 4 moons and the harvest comes? See, I say to you, lift up your eyes and see the fields, for they are white for harvest, all ready. Ripe, they're ready. He who is reaping receives a reward and gathers fruit for everlasting life, so that both he who is sowing and he who is reaping rejoice together. Right now, what I'm doing, I'm sowing, right? And somebody's out there who this word is going to touch, they're reaping, right? I have been reaping from what somebody else has sown, right? Now I'm bearing fruit now. I mean, that's just how it works. Yah uses agricultural terms because he's a farmer. He plants things. He watches things grow. He is amazing. He's all about life. People, life. Let us continue, because I keep digressing. He who is reaping receives a reward and gathers fruit for everlasting life, so that both he who is sowing and he who is reaping rejoice together. For in this the word is true. One sows and another reaps. I sent you to reap that for which you have not labored. Others have labored, and you have entered into their labors. This is just what I just said. And you have entered into their labors. And many of the Sumerians of that city believed in him because of the word of the Asha who witnessed. He told me all that I have done. Therefore, when the Sumerians, or the Sumerian, I can't even pronounce that word, came to him, they were asking him to stay with them, and he stayed there another 2 days, or 2 yamen. And many more believed because of his word, because he is the word. You got the rook and the word working together. Now, could you imagine this with no flesh wrapped around it? Wouldn't be fruitful, would it? Especially since we're in the flesh. You get it? Do you get it? Okay, I hope you do. All right. And many more believed the word. And they said to the Asha, we know, now these are the men. You got to check these guys out. And they said to the Asha, we no longer believe because of what you said. For we ourselves have heard, and we know that this is truly the Mashiach, the deliverer of the world. Okay, I gotta stop you right there. Remember in part 4, when I was saying about the Most High doesn't sprinkle his rook or breathe his rook. The rook comes where it may go, and will pass up unbelievers. Well, you see how this worked? She was a worshiper, even though Yahusha said, well, you worshiping, you don't even know what you're worshiping. You know, but I'm here to tell you what to do and how to do it. And she believed him. She's like, okay. Bam, the rook, his rook touched her rook. She came alive. She became a believer. She took that word. She ran and just told all the men, and they was like, really? What? We got to go check this out. Now, they was believing just based on her word. So that's good seed, right? That's good soil. So the Ruach HaKodesh is already touching them people, because of those people, they're not Gentiles. Those are Israelites. They're from the tribe of Yasharal. Those are Jacob's offspring. So they're catching the word. So the spirit is on them, and they became believers, right? They believe just by the word. And there's going to be people who you will see later here who he talked to. They just can't get it. They're not hearing it. So they're not going to get the spirit. And you're going to find out who that is going to be here in a few. Okay. I digress again. All right. So now we're going to go to chapter 4, verse 44. For Yahushua himself witnessed that a prophet is without appreciation in his own country. Therefore, when he came to Galilee, the Galileans received him, having seen all that he had done in Jerusalem at the festival, for they also went to the festival. And then Yahushua came again into Cana of Galilee, where he had made the water wine. And there was a certain nobleman whose son was sick at Kephar Nacham. When he heard that Yahushua had come from Yehuda into Galilee or Galil, he went to him and was asking him to come down and heal his son, for he was about to die. Yahushua said to him, If you people do not see signs and wonders, you do not believe at all. The nobleman said to him, Master, come down before my child dies. Yahushua said to him, Go, your son lives. And the man believed, here it goes again, the man believed the word that Yahushua spoke to him and went. And while he was going down, his servants met him and reported, saying, Your son lives. He then asked for them the hour in which he became better, and they said to him, Yesterday at the 7th hour, the inflammation left him. Then the father knew that it was at the same hour in which Yahushua said to him, Your son lives. And he himself believed, and all his household. There's some sowing, there's some reaping. And again, the root. And again, this was the second sign Yahushua did when he had come from Yehudah into Galilee. After this, now we're into chapter 5. After this, there was a festival of the Yuadim, and Yahushua went up to Jerusalem. And in Jerusalem, at the sheep gate, there's a pool, which is called in Hebrew Baeth Zatha, having 5 porches. In these were lying a great number of those who were sick, blind, crippled, paralyzed, waiting for the stirring of the water. For a messenger was going down at a certain time into the pool and was stirring the water. And whoever stepped in first, then after the stirring of the water, became well of whatever disease he had. And a certain man was there who had sickness 38 years. When Yahushua saw him lying there, and knowing that he already had been a long time probably sick, he said to him, Do you wish to become well? The sick man answered him, Master, I have no man to put me into the pool when the water is stirred. But while I'm coming, another steps down before me. Yahushua said to him, Rise, take up your bed and walk. And immediately the man became well, and he took up his bed and was walking. Now it was the Shabbat on that yom. The Yehudim therefore said to him who had been healed, It is the Shabbat. It is not right for you to take up the bed. He answered them, He who made me well said to me, Take up your bed and walk. Therefore they asked him, Who is the man who said to you, Take up your bed and walk? Now you got to understand, these are the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the so-called legalistic guys, just like the pastors and the teachers nowadays, Therefore they said, Who is that who told you to do that? But the one who was healed did not know who it was, for Yahushua had moved away, a multitude being in that place. After Yahushua found him in the Kodesh place, around in the temple area, he said to him, See, you have been made well. Sin no more, so that no worse thing befalls you. The man went away and told the Yuhadim that it was Yahushua who made him well. And because of this, the Yahudim persecuted Yahushua and were seeking to kill him because he was doing these things on the Shabbat. It's pretty clear to see. You're getting people getting healed. They're getting healed by the Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. They're getting healed. Yahushua's healing them, and they're becoming believers. Right? And then you got these other guys who faking the funk. They got the book. They got the word, but they don't believe it. They don't believe a darn thing in it. Man, it's just like today. Anywho, let's just keep going. Okay, so afterward, Yahushua found him in the Kodesh place and said to him, See, you have been made well. Sin no more, so that no worse thing will fall you. The man went away and told the Yuhadim that it was Yahushua who made him well. All right. So, and because of this, the Yahudim persecuted Yahushua and were seeking to kill him because he was doing these things on the Sabbath. But Yahushua answered them, my Father works until now, and I work. Do you see? I mean, I didn't do that facetiously. I'm letting you see something in these words, man. I'm letting you see something. Yahushua is talking very plainly. My Father works until now, and I work. Because of this, then the Yahudim were seeking all the more to kill him, because not only was he breaking the Shabbat, but he also called Elohim his own father, making himself equal with Elohim. That's interesting, isn't it? The equal part. Therefore, Yahushua responded and said to them, truly, truly, I say to you, the Son is able to do none at all by himself. You got Rook, and you got the Word, and you got the flesh. You got the Rook, and you got the flesh. They got to work together. That's why Yahushua says, the Son is able to do none at all by himself, but only that which he sees the Father doing, because whatever he does, the Son also likewise does. Oh boy. For the Father loves the Son and shows him all that he himself does, and greater works than these he is going to show him, in order that you marvel. Let's get this thing straight again, right? There is no Trinity. Yahuah is one. Yahuah, Yahusha, same. The shin is just Yahuah delivering. That's just what he's doing. That's an office of what he's doing. That is a function of him. The shin nayin, an attribute, what he is doing. He's a deliverer. Verse 21. For the Father raises the dead and makes alive. Even so, the Son makes alive whom he wishes. We can go all the way back to chapter 3, verse 8, where Yahushua keeps saying this very same thing. The Son makes alive whom he wishes. The Father raises the dead and makes alive. The Father is Rook. The Father is Spirit. Right? And Yahushua's telling you he's going to make alive, raise the dead, make well who he wishes, who he pleases to. I don't care if you don't believe this. I don't care if you think, well, that's not really fair of God. Well, it won't be fair of your God. Or, I don't really think that's fair of Yahushua or Yahuah. What kind of loving, almighty one, picks and chooses? He don't pick and choose. He does pick and choose. I'll put it that. He picked up certain people to be executors of his word, an example of who he is. Because eventually we are going to get it right. It ain't gonna be a whole lot of us, by the way, but eventually we're gonna get it right, and we're going to be what he told Abraham and what he told the children of Yasharal. If we keep his word and his commandments, we are going to be a kingdom of priests for all the nations to see. Our function will be to rule with Yah. We will be priests in all the earth to preach the message of life everlasting, and how to keep the commands of Yah, to bring in the uninitiated, to bring in the Gentiles into the family of Yasharal. That's why he picked us, and that's why we suffer the way we do, because we have been disobedient from 40 days in. I mean, he came down, and within the 40-day period, we was cutting the food. So, and that's why Yahushua came, to deliver us. And we're wrapping her up. Truly, truly, I say to you, he who hears my word and believes in him who sent me possesses everlasting life, and does not come into judgment, but has passed from death into life. Truly, truly I say to you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of Elohim, and those having heard shall live. For as the Father possesses life in himself, so he gave also to the Son to possess life in himself, since they're one. And he has given him authority also to do judgment, because he is the Son of Adam. That's good stuff there. Do not marvel at this. Do not marvel at this. I know your brain is getting ready to fry, but don't marvel at this, because the hour is coming in which all those in the tombs shall hear his voice and shall come forth. Those who have done good, to the resurrection of life, and those who have practiced evil things, to the resurrection of judgment. Of myself, I am unable to do anything. As I hear, I judge. And my judgment is just, because I do not seek my own desire, but the desire of the Father who sent me. If I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There is another who bear witness of me, and I know that the witness which he witnesses of me is true. You have sent to Yahukanon, and he bore witness to the truth. But I do not receive witness from man, but I say this in order that you might be delivered. He who was burning the shining lamp, and for a while you wish to rejoice in his light. But I have a greater witness than that of Yahukanon. For the works that the Father gave me to accomplish, the works that I do, bear witness of me, that the Father has sent me. And the Father who sent me, he bore witness of me. You have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his form. You can't, because he's a spirit. And you do not have his word staying in you, because you do not believe him whom he sent. You see, the root touching the person. If the root bypasses you, it's because you don't believe nothing. It's because you can't believe. It's because you don't want to believe. It's because you are stuck in your flesh. And no matter what you see. Now these Pharisees, they heard of this man who they knew was sitting at that pool for 38 years. They knew that man was broke down and disabled for 38 years. But all of a sudden, here he is walking with his mat. Instead of them looking at the miracle, they're looking at, man, what you doing walking around on the Sabbath? That is evil. That right there is evil. There's no belief there. It's fleshly looking, and they're worried about their own stuff. How many of you think the same way? Get mad because somebody else is getting blessed. Get upset. He don't talk to me like that. He don't hear me. Or no, he don't, because you don't believe nothing. Your spirit ain't right. The root passes you by. And until you believe, I digress. Okay. All right. Where was I? All right. So, his voice at any time, nor seeing his form. And you do not have his words saying or staying. You do not have his words staying in you, because you do not believe him whom he sent. You search the scriptures. All he talking to the Pharisee now, boy. You search the scriptures because you think you possess everlasting life in them. You think you possess everlasting life in the scriptures. and these are the ones that bear witness of me. Oh, dang, he just told them. Oh, man, this is awesome. But you do not desire to come to me in order to possess life. I do not receive esteem from men, but I know you, that you do not have the love of Elohim in you. I have come in my Father's name, and you do not receive me. I'm gonna stop right there. We're gonna make this real clean, real crystal clear. Yahushua said, I have come in my Father's name. Okay. His name is not Lord. His name is not Baal. His name is not Jesus. His name is not Jehovah. His name is not God. His name is not Christian. His name is not none of that. If you want to know his name, Yahushua tells you, I came in my Father's name. Yahuah. Yahu. That is the Father's name. Yahuah. And Yahushua came in his name. I have come in my Father's name, Yahuah, and he is Yahushua, deliverer, savior. Yahuah saves. Yahuah the deliverer. Yahushua came in his Father's name. One in the same. I have come in my Father's name. Now see, you Christians can't even fathom that right there, because you all stuck. Well, the Father's name is Lord and Jesus' name is Jesus. Well, how do you get Jesus and Lord? That don't sound like the same thing. Well, because it ain't. Yahweh and Joshua, no. Jehovah and Jesus, nope. But Yahuah and Yahushua, yeah, that sounds about right. That matches. That matches up, don't it? In my Father's name. But you do not receive me. But if another comes in his own name, him you will receive. Like JC, you receive him. Jehovah, you receive him. Lord, God, Baal, Allah, Buddha, you receive all them, Christian Morphe and all these other people. You believe that you receive them, don't you? But Yahushua, nah, I can't even pronounce that. That's Hebrew. I can't. Nah, I'm good. I ain't calling them no Yahuah. That's Hebrew. I ain't no Hebrew. You sure aren't. But you'll receive JC though. See the folly? It's the simple stuff, and you can't get it because you don't want to. How are you able to believe when you are receiving esteem from one another, and the esteem that is from the only Elohim you do not see? Do not think that I shall accuse you to the Father. There is one who accuses you, and that's Moshe, in whom you have set your hope. For if you believe Moshe, you would have believed me, since he wrote about me. But if you do not believe his writings, how shall you believe my words? That is wisdom beyond wisdom. That's common sense beyond common sense. You got people trying to be tricky and slick and all of that, and try to throw up all these curveballs and, well, how about this and how about that? Well, the word is pretty plain. But if you're reading the wrong word, if you're reading some corrupted word, if you're reading English when it should be Hebrew, if you haven't done enough study to find out what words actually mean, and if you haven't dug into and dug past the whitewashing and the corruption of the word of Yah, then you are going to be deceived. There are enough people out there that is teaching the truth, that are restoring the name, the original name of all the prophets, all the teachers, and Yahuah and Yahushua in that word. And there's no excuse to still be blind and deaf. If you are, it's willful disobedience. It's willful transgression. It's willful ignorance. And that will leave you dead. Because Yahushua said, the Father raises the dead and makes alive. Even so the Son makes alive whom he wishes. So why would the Father raise you if you didn't take the time to find out who he is? He's not going to trust his pearls amongst the swine. He's not going to waste time trying to wake you up if you want to stay asleep. But who used to be dead, as I was, in Christian, well, first in just straight dead to sin, heathen, then dead to being deceived in Christianity, the Father woke me up. He raised me from the dead, because he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. And now here I am, magnifying his name, Yahuah Most High. That's right. Okay, I'm done here. That's enough. May Yah bless you and keep you. May he send the Ruach HaKodesh to fill you. Receive him, for time is short. I give him all the praise, the highest praise. Alleluia, alleluia. And my prayer is that you receive this word, that it may bring many barakah upon you and yours. Shalom.